Cologne. Life is a learning process, and learning keeps happening no matter how hard you try to not learn. Learning is a force in itself. It's relentless. It keeps coming. Learn. So, I decided to embrace this learning thing. Okay, learning, bring it. Let's learn. I started with something simple. I recently learned that 50% of some men, 50% of men, not some men, 50% of all men, wear some kind of cologne. I'm in the other half. But 90% of women like men who wear cologne. So I guess I'm in the stupid half. All I got to do is spray it on, and the stats go up. Wish I knew that younger. Well, hell, here's a chance to test this learning thing. Cologne. Okay, let's see. So, exactly what kind of cologne do women prefer? Now, they didn't tell us that. And who exactly funded those ads that said 90% of women want men who sprayed something on themselves before they left the house that day to take you on a date? Legitimate question. Yeah, who funds that stuff? But I decided to test this claim about cologne. I think I've been doing okay. I've never worn any cologne in my entire fucking life. And I'm not a virgin, okay? So I decided to test the claim. So I went to 7-Eleven. I bought a bottle of cologne at 7-Eleven. Then I went home and made my own cologne. I had a hypothesis. N hypothesis, you can't say N high. But I had a guess about something. And I thought, well, cologne, can it be any smell? As long as it smells, 90% of women will be attracted to you. Okay, let's see how far we can take this. And my friends will be the first to say, and a lot of other people who just pass by me on the streets, they say I'm a little extreme. But I'm just curious. I just want to know. So, and I learned this in calculus, You always test the extremes because the extremes tell you what's going on between point A and point B. Point A being the beginning, point B being the end. It's kind of like, what are those Greek letters, Alpha, zeta, whatever. You know what I mean? So I thought, okay, I'm going to test the extremes here. So I got the 7-Eleven cologne. I purposefully didn't open it. I don't want to know. But then I went into the backyard where my dogs live. Okay, ingredient 1 secured. Next, I took an egg and I left it on the roof of the outhouse for a month. Yeah, we have an outhouse. They have indoor plumbing too, but there's something about the outhouse. I don't know, maybe in my family history, I like the outhouse. Now we're getting close. Got a couple ingredients, but I thought, well, let's throw in a little cinnamon. So I did that. Threw in a little cinnamon. And after a little blending in the kitchen, I had made my own cologne. But there was something missing. Clearly something missing. A fancy, tiny little bottle. So I went to the thrift shop. and I bought the smallest bottle I could find with a cap. Then, once I had stopped by Burger King and the post office on the way home, I got home and contemplated what my cologne should be named. Now I got the blender full of the new cologne, my cologne, and I got the little tiny bottle. But what's it gonna be named? And how was I going to label that little tiny bottle of my cologne? Now I have thoughts of greatness. Sometimes you lose yourself in your own thoughts, and you think, they call it delusions of grandeur sometimes. But I actually think I have the potential to be whatever grandeur is. So, but I was thinking to myself, maybe this will catch on if I name it right. I thought and thought and thought. And then I thought some more. Oh, I'm a thinker. Finally, I came up with it. Now, while this name is probably the greatest name in Cologne history, there had to be something unique, something extraordinary about the way we labeled the little tiny bottle. You can't just put the greatest cologne in history in a bottle and then, put some Microsoft font on there like Lee's Cologne. That's not going to work. So, of course, after doing some more thinking, which I'm pretty good at, I found the holy grail of cologne names and exactly how to label the little tiny bottle. I'm a fucking genius. Thinker. Yeah, you're a thinker. Einstein. Popper. Have you seen the movie Red Violin? Yep. Of course you've seen it. Everybody's seen it. So I killed my dog. And I drained Rex's blood into a bedpan. Then I wandered the streets and I found a feather. I think it was the feather of a dove. And I took the feather of that dove and I penned the name on the little tiny bottle of my custom cologne using the blood of my dead dog. I'll miss that dog. That was a good dog. But greater things in life demand more attention. And I penned the name on the little tiny bottle of my custom cologne. And that name? Cinnamon Dog Ovaries. I created the custom font, which only drunk people can recreate. It looks as if there are no rules. Something only an artist could have created. So, in the end, it's a simple story. Man meets world. Man suffers. Man says, I can be greater than I am, right? Then man asks himself, can I outdo the cologne you can buy at 7-Eleven? Do I have that with me? Well, thankfully, now that I am a cologne entrepreneur, nationally known, for the name Cinnamon Dog Ovaries. I am here to tell you that the answer to that question, regardless of where you find yourself in life, if you just use the simple ingredients that are around you, and if you have a blender, you might have a future. So I can say, yes, you can be as great as me. And, of course, you are asking yourself now, well, come on. Nobody's going to wear that. But I did the testing. I have the math background. I have a minor in statistics. And so I knew I had to test it. And I did thorough testing. And after 100 Tinder dates, during which I sprayed my own cologne on me 50 times, and I sprayed the 7-Eleven cologne on me 50 times, the results were stunning, but not unexpected. If you're me, I always knew I'm great. Just such a genius. So here are the results. 47 of 50 Tinder dates, when I wore Cinnamon Dog Ovaries, I got laid. And then the woman went out into my backyard, dug a hole, and tried to bury herself. Oh, the result. I'm going to try to finish this, even though there's no need. All right. All right, stop. The results. For the 7-Eleven cologne seem irrelevant in this context. But there were a lot of fires at 7-Eleven shortly after.